Hi there. Welcome to a new video series that Ben and I are going to try and put together where we build an FPV drone. Now this is something new to us. I've never built or flown an FPV drone. I don't know how to fly in acro mode. Ben's been playing in the liftoff simulator and does better than I do. But if you've watched the video series that I put together in the past, I built a 1300 millimeter hexacopter and walked you through and showed all the steps that I took to build that. I intend to do the same here with this series, where we're going to build, Ben, why don't you show it, the box, an iFlight. Actually, here's the goggles we bought. So HDZero Goggle 2, and then we bought what's the other box? iFlight Protek35 frame. And quite frankly, don't really know what I'm doing with all the electronics and the components for this build. I put it all into ChatGPT and asked it to produce some different recommendations, and this is some of the stuff it came up with. So in this video, we're going to show you all the different pieces that we bought and kind of have staged and ready to go and figure out. And we're going to start mounting the motors to the frame and then see where it goes from there. So follow along with us and learn with us, and we'll try and document this as true to reality as possible and show you all the good and the bad as we figure out how to put this thing together. All right, let's head on over to the bench. All right, so here's all the parts that we bought for the drone, for this FPV drone that we're building here. So I'll let Ben start and talk through these things in a second here and show these, but Ben, why don't you go ahead and open that up real quick. So the first thing is kind of the funnest piece. It's the goggles. We got the HDZero Goggle 2 goggles. And go ahead, pull it out. It comes basically looking like that, and go ahead and open it up. Comes in a nice case, and then the actual goggles inside look something like that. And there's a box of accessories that we got to put together. Put the stuff that goes around your eyes and the padding for your face, basically. So that's the goggle set. That away. The next piece we got then is the iFlight Protek35. It's a 3.5-inch frame. You want to go ahead and show it, Ben? Go ahead and pull it out. So it's basically got some prop guards on the sides that you mount, and this is what the kit looks like. Comes with some carbon fiber pieces. Here's the base. Comes with various accessories, wires, pieces of plastic. This will be, one of the first things we got to put together. So that's the frame kit. Go ahead and get that out of the way. And then just so I get this out of the way, because it's taking up too much space, I already had a RadioMaster TX16S. So we're going to go ahead and use that for this drone as well and set up a second model on it. This is the 2.4 gigahertz version, though. I use this for another drone. So what we did was I bought an ELRS module for it. Got that off Amazon. And supposedly that just plugs right in the back of the RadioMaster radio. And then somewhere around here it is, I got a ELRS receiver that we should be able to use in the drone itself. Not much to see there. It's a little circuit board and an antenna in there. I don't know if I can get a close-up of it. So that's the radio receiver and the ELRS module. What other pieces we got here? Want to show off one of the motors, Ben? So we got the Xing 2205 2300 kV motors. I got those from Pyro Drone. And there's 4 of them. They basically come with, looks kind of like that. Comes with a couple screws and the prop nut. So let's go ahead and put that back real quick, Ben. You need motors that have a 12mm hole pattern. I accidentally first bought some Emax motors that were 16mm and they didn't fit. I wasn't paying attention to what I ordered. So I got those as extra motors. What else do we got in here? Yeah, camera. So I bought a RunCam Phoenix 2 Nano. Not sure if it'll work or not, but this was something I found on Amazon. Seemed recommended, seemed small enough. So we'll see if that fits and works. And to go with that camera then, we needed a video transmitter. So I bought the Team Black Sheep Unify Pro video transmitter. This is going to be an analog signal to those goggles, and it looks something like that. Okay, comes with the wire. Hopefully that wire connects to my flight controller. We will see. All right, so with the video transmitter and the goggles, we had to get some antennas too. I bought the TBS Triumph circular antennas. There's a box of 2 of them. I honestly don't know if I got the right thing or not when I bought them, but some of the research said that they should work, I hope. So one of these will connect to the video transmitter and one will connect to the goggles, and we'll cross our fingers and see if they work. Okay, next piece. We've got our flight controller and GPS unit. So the flight controller we went with was the MicroAir 8743 V2. I plan to run ArduPilot on this. I know a lot of people are running a different software, I think Betaflight or something, but if you see my other videos, I've done a lot with ArduPilot for normal non-FPV drones, and I'm pretty familiar with it, or getting familiar with it. I'm no expert, but familiar enough, so I wanted to stick with that ecosystem and see how far I could push it. So this flight controller, it's the flight controller and speed controller stack. And we got the flight controller on the right here, speed controller on the left. This is the Blue Jay version, 55 amp, I believe, speed controller. And we ordered these right from MicroAir's website. It took about 2 weeks to get shipped here from China, but really nice packaging, and came with a bundle of wires underneath it that we'll show in a later video, but all the connections for wires that'll go into the connections on that flight controller. So I also bought an M10 GPS from MicroAir. We'll put that on the drone. Maybe it can be used for some return to launch type scenarios, and even just some slower getting used to flying in a non-FPV mode. Just because I've never done FPV before, and it's pretty challenging. What else we got? All right, so we got props. I bought these 3.5-inch props from GemFan. They are the ducted props, which is said we needed to get because of the way that frame is set up. And so, I don't know, this came with, looks like 12 of them from a package on Amazon. So, actually there's 16 maybe. Yeah, there's 4 packages of 4, right? Yeah, so black, orange, gray or clear, and white.
Like that.
All right, you want to show the batteries, Ben?
Yeah.
So there's two batteries here. This first one is, let's see what I bought here. Okay, so this first one is a 3S Tattu battery. Excuse me. We'll use this for the FPV goggles. And it might be undersized, but I originally bought this for the drone first and realized I needed to get 4S. So that's how we ended up with these batteries, but I think it'll work perfect and be able to power the goggles. So there's that battery. And then for the drone itself, this is, I might have messed up, I don't know, but I got the Tattu R-Line 1800 4S 1800 milliamp RS 4S battery. So we'll see if this provides enough power. I didn't want to overpower it with 6S being the first one that I've had, and don't know if it's true or not, but I'm hoping lower cells means slower flying drone, and maybe we'll be less apt to crash it since we're just learning on this one. So that is the battery for the drone itself. And then the last piece we got here, because we'll have to solder to the flight controller, I bought these Mamba practice boards. So these solder practice boards. So I'll open one up. And they're really nothing more than a bunch of pads that you can practice soldering to. So as Ben put some of this together, we'll let him practice soldering to this first before we actually hit the flight controller. So we can make sure our solder's taken and we're getting good solder joints before we mess up the pads on the flight controller. So that's the parts inventory. The only other one that I got on order is there's a micro SD card that needs to come for the goggles so that it can actually record and so forth. So we'll take a break here and start to set up and start to put the actual frame together in the next shot. Hang around. All right, so step one here, we're gonna unbox the frame and the motors and start to get the motors mounted. Now, the instructions are kind of hard to read, so we're gonna have to figure a lot of this out while we go. You can see it's just an assembly diagram of this screw, this nut goes here. There's not much else that came with it. But Ben's smart, he'll figure it out, right, Ben?
Yeah.
So just pulling everything out and getting it kind of organized so we don't lose any screws. Hey, check it out. Got some little stickers in here too.
Yeah, I told
What's this?
Those are drone stickers.
Sweet. All right. So these are to get the bumpers. Yeah, go ahead and set everything out so we can see everything, Ben. The prop guards.
Motor, for the motor.
Oh, battery straps.
Yeah.
Right, and there's the bottom of the frame. Yeah, go ahead and pull that out. Whoop. Yeah, put them up here. The camera doesn't see anything past that line. So what are those things?
Allen key.
Came with Allen wrenches.
Camera, it looks like something.
Probably won't need that. That might be a GoPro mount. I don't know. All right. So what else we got? A bunch of plastic pieces. What's this? Screws? Oh my gosh, those screws are all tiny. All right. So hold on. We got some wiring, it looks like.
Dang, those are
tiny. Yeah. Make sure we don't lose those. I don't know what the electronics and wiring are for. These are all the tiny screws.
Yeah.
Got a few bags of screws here. A lot of bags of screws. Okay. I don't know which one's going where.
What screws that we need are in the between.
Careful, they won't fall off the back. Oh, there's like the GoPro mounts over here.
You sure 3D printed?
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere. All right, so what Ben pulled out are these 4 little plastic pieces that we just were watching some stuff online and saw that these are the bottom of the motor mounts. So that's what we need to have first. So he's grabbing those, and then why don't you go ahead and just open up
Motors.
all 4 motors. All right, so here, I'll take the box out of here.
Yeah.
So each motor should have the motor and then a screw kit that comes with it. All right, we'll keep these instructions handy too, just in case we need to look something up. But
There.
okay, so I got all 4 out.
Yeah.
All right, so then
Where's that plastic piece at?
which plastic? Oh, do the motors first. You can find that later, I think.
Okay. It's probably these.
All right, so if you look at this, you can see that it's a little bit engraved here. This side goes up, so the bottom of the drone, from what I can tell, is going to be the part side that looks like this. Okay, and what happens then are these plastic pieces are going to go to the bottom, and the motor goes on top. Yeah, go ahead and set that there. And you put all 4 screws in that came with the motor, and then that should attach those to the frame. So
We need this Allen key.
here, go ahead and
I mean,
why
like,
don't you go ahead and cut that open, or just rip it.
what rich.
So you got all 4 screws?
Yeah.
All right, so it came with 4
Little screws.
little tiny screws. So here you go. This 1.5 millimeter hex wrench will fit them. So you can use that, Ben. And then
Oh, we need that one.
here, get the garbage out of here. Did you put the nut on the top of the
Yeah.
motor?
That one.
Okay. So Ben's going to try and attach it. You might be better off putting the screw part way in first too. The plastic might hold it. You gonna hold it or you got it?
Oh.
Nice. Once you put this screw in, show the camera how you aligned up the wires too.
Okay. I did what?
How you lined up the wires.
Uh-huh.
Is it screwing in?
There.
All right, so he's got 2 screws in, but you can see how
You put the wires like that.
he lined the wires so that they will come in on the frame and go towards the flight controller, which is going to be in the middle here. So just make sure you do that. You see he's got the plastic on the bottom, 2 screws in so far. And that's what it's looking like. So go ahead and put the rest in, man. So this part will be a little bit boring. We got a bunch more screws to go. You want to hand me one of those bags and I'll open it up for you? There you go. So I'm over here on the side. I'm just going to open up all 4 bags for him. You have to fast forward this part when we make the video, Ben. So we might have to fast forward this part when we make the video. It'll be kind of boring. All right, you got all 4 in? Sweet. Pretty cool. I'm going to give you all 4 screws. You got them. Solder motors. Put the prop nuts on.
Oh. I think I did it backwards.
Do what backwards?
Thing. I think that's supposed to go like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So we didn't line the plastic piece up right with the bottom, so he's taking it off and going to redo it. And I'm just taking the prop nuts and putting them on the motor so we don't lose them. You can see what the camera shows. Wait, no.
Yeah, it goes like, yeah, like this.
No.
Mm-hmm.
This is the top.
That's the bottom.
Oh, see? Yeah, it goes like that. You just gotta line these up. So,
Oh.
right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So this is the top.
Yeah.
It's like that. Oh, it has to be like this because this is how you mount the like things. They fit in better for those. Yeah. This is where.
What? Just trust me.
Okay.
Fitting now.
There we go.
Going in?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. And the wire's facing the right direction and everything?
Yeah.
Oh no. It's got to go that way towards the center. All right, so he's reworking the motor because we didn't line the wires up too. So a couple of things, learn from our mistakes as you watch this, and I guess get the plastic piece oriented right and the motors oriented right so the wires all lead to the center where the flight controller is going to be. And it'll save you a little bit of headaches. So pause the video here. We'll come back when all 4 motors are mounted so you don't got to watch us just sit and screw these together. Show what it looks like so far, Ben. So that's it. We'll get the other 3 on and show you that. All right, be back soon. All right, so Ben finished mounting the 4 motors to the frame. And that's what it looks like. 4 motors. We got the prop screws on the top of each motor so we don't lose them. There's that plastic piece on the bottom. Each motor takes 4 screws. And then all the wires are going towards the center where the flight controller is going to be. So that's step 1. And then we'll figure out what's next and come back and start assembling that piece. Alright, so I pulled out the speed controller and flight controller from the box just to start to look at how they might fit, and I think they're going to be too big for this drone, to be honest. So they don't align with any of the standard hole patterns in here. And it's basically too big to fit the ducts on and the prop guards. So I might be able to drill some holes and cut off these plastic pieces here. I think these are designed to hold a DJI air unit, but I'm not sure yet. So you definitely got a space issue though, and then actually being able to solder these wires and so forth, that's going to be pretty tricky as well. So we might have to come in and around and come in from the back or something, because they're right up against the side of the plastic if I don't do it that way. So what we're going to do is call this video number 1. We got the motors mounted. Maybe have the wrong flight controller. Maybe we can figure out how to mount this, but me and Ben will need to go do some thinking and figure out how we're gonna mount these electrical components next, and we'll be back in the next video and show you how that's done. All right, take care.